This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good evening. Buddy Kunanan, your host, is on a special diplomatic mission in Georgia. So I am your host for this evening, Cecile Guidote Alvarez. And para pong sining-gising muli ito, we're going to have a special discussion on the UNESCO celebration of cultural diversity and development dialogue, which ushers in the International Arts Education Week throughout the world. And napakaganda po ang ating usapan. Kambal na pagbibigay diin kung paano ang sining and sports ay magkatuwang sa pagbibigay ng pansin sa tinagurian po nating human resources development. That's our topic for today. At we're going to have, of course, first, a very outstanding woman playwright. In fact, the best in our century for writing about social issues and from the point of view of a woman. Kanya naman po, Malu Jacob is the Commissioner for Culture and the Arts in the Philippine Commission on Women. So we'll talk first with Malu and we'll find out how this can be twinned with sports development, from arts to sports, and how it really provides a medium for entrepreneurship, for livelihood, for social responsibility, for good citizenship. So, Malu, you better greet your fans. Malu has, well, so many plays that have been performed, not just here in the Philippines, but globally, and international prize winner po, si Malu. So, Malu, give already your greetings, and then we'll start off.
Right. Okay, greetings to all the viewers of this show, and I'm very happy to be here as a guest.
Yeah, well, Buddy Kunanan was so sorry he isn't here, but this is a very interesting topic because now in the United Nations, after having had the 17 Sustainable Development Goals unfolded by the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon himself in the New York headquarters last year in September, you will see how the cultural ingredient has become a very important factor in the concept of education for all. And we're talking about a new play of Malu. She has done so many plays on very relevant issues, from street kids to other issues, but more importantly, including reflecting on the dictatorship. Right. But this new play of Malu is so relevant to the global effort for seeking peace and justice and reconciliation, but especially on this decade of UNESCO called cultural rapprochement. And we're very pleased to announce that this celebration of International Arts Education Week is culminating with a world premiere broadcast on Radyo Balintataw on DZRH with a very significant play that Malu has written about the desire for peace, or to reflect on the impact of war, especially on women and children. And so we'll be talking about the new play of Malu, which we're inviting you to listen. It will begin Monday night and all through like a radio novela, in order for you to appreciate and empathize with the situation in a conflicted area. Malu.
Yeah. But bago tayo pumunta roon, siguro I would like to say something to take this opportunity already, because I might not be able to say it. First, I would like to thank PETA. PETA, which is going to celebrate
50th
its 50th year in 2017. Because if I recall correctly, I was just 19, going on 20, when I was welcomed by the PETA founder. It was also starting. And it was here that I started to really grasp the impact of theater and drama, especially for development purposes of the human person and of the community. I recall that my first play was also on the Muslim-Christian conflict.
Yeah. Aidao.
Right. Aidao, which is the Maranao for It Hurts. And I recall at 19 or even 20, I could not at first understand how a teleplay, Timbangan Tagilid, could become Aidao. It was a teleplay that was based on the burning of Bantay Ora in the north.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be on in Ang Tao, the Social Communication Center. Unfortunately, martial law came and it got padlocked. Okay, but then upon your initiative, you mentioned that perhaps we can transform this into a Muslim-Christian play. And I said, how can we possibly do this while we were doing it, with sila Franklin Osorio and all that? Then slowly it dawned on me that the situation up north is exactly the same as the situation down south about the land problem. You will recall Gardi was so good as the deaf-mute there. Yeah. And I look back to this because this play that we are going to talk about, Batang Mujahideen, which may even be my last play.
No, don't say that.
Because I want to go into some other genre. But it kind of, it's a bookend, at the beginning, Aidao, and then now in the 21st century, Batang Mujahideen. So I just wanted to mention, thanking PETA and yourself, because in the beginning, I knew absolutely nothing about theater or drama. And then you came in as my mentor and my teacher, and then sila Takyang Yu, and then Smodchek, and then also from the United States,
Well, Ellen and
yes,
Fritz
of course,
Benedict,
yes, right,
yeah.
and Brooks Jones, and they all, contributed to our mindset as to how theater can really or should be developed in a country like the Philippines. And so yun yung orientation that was given to not only to myself but to many others. And this is something that I think I should look back to and thank PETA.
Well, thank you. Because the joy of anybody as a teacher is really the glorious celebration of the students as stars in the firmament. And truly, Marilu is one of our outstanding writers, not just in the country, but in the ASEAN region. In the International Theatre Institute, she already won the play, the prize. And she's also a C-Write winner,
That's right,
Southeast Asia.
Yeah, so.
And Actually, the play she mentioned, yung Ay Daw, was created such an impact that political columnists were commenting. I mean, they got involved. They didn't see theater or the arts merely as entertainment, but saw it as a force for education, a means to recharge conscience, to provide you an anchor in our traditions, as well as I'd say a weapon to fight social ills.
Right.
So napakaganda po nitong palabas ni Malu dahil sinasalamin talaga ang nagaganap. And it's not just here in the Philippines, Malu, di ba? The problem of the child warrior.
Yes, right.
And how they use, or sometimes when you try to examine the situation, bakit merong mga batang sundalo?
Yeah. Yung ano nga yung may isang artikulo, no, writing about the children in the Philippines, no? And so it kind of caught my attention and my interest. And so for many years, I was researching this. When I was in NCCA, it was already
In the back of your
percolating. Yes,
mind,
right.
oo.
And so when we did the first Moro Artists and Leaders Forum, and then the NCCA Artists for Crisis, it was slowly really percolating. And in fact, in one of the Artists for Crisis workshop in Cotabato, wherein the children of the refugees of the camp attended, no? Mr. Murad was so thankful to us, to the group of the NCCA, that he invited us for coffee. And yeah, and we went to his camp, and we were a little scared, you know, but he was so, you know, very, we saw that he's an engineer, and we saw how he appreciated the NCCA workshop,
Yeah.
and how
Really cultural caregiving to all sectors, especially vulnerable sectors. It's a process for healing,
Right.
therapy, but more than anything else, it's a force for values education and understanding. Because the conflict in the South is the absence of cultural
Right.
understanding. We will be continuing this cultural diversity and development dialogue, and eventually you will see how from the womb of culture, which includes sports, we will be tying up what can be done, and we'll be talking as well with the football team in Iloilo while we discuss with Malu. So we'll continue with Malu in the background of the play, what she hopes to communicate, what it can arouse in all of us, and I'm sure it will be a pathway towards peace. We'll be back. Celebration of cultural diversity and development dialogue, which ushers in the International Arts Education Week throughout the world. And napakaganda po ang ating usapan. Kambal na pagbibigay diin kung paano ang sining and sport.
This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Ay magkatuwang sa pagbibigay ng pansin sa tinagurian po nating Human Resources Development. That's our topic for today. At we're going to have, of course, first, a very outstanding woman playwright. In fact, the best. Good evening. Buddy Kunanan, your host, is on a special diplomatic mission in Georgia. So I am your host for this evening, Cecile Guidote Alvarez. And para pong sining-gising muli ito, we're going to have a special discussion on the UNESCO